Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about transit Chiron Sextile or Trine one's natal Neptune. Now, this transit could manifest in physical and emotional wounds, helping and healing others, depleted self-worth, and being in harmony with one's dreams, fantasies, and ideals. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. This is not about, your you don't dream about having depleted self-worth, self-esteem, or how you feel about yourself. But one thing can be where you're helping and healing others can be something that you have more inspiration for during this time, and it can be that the dreams, the ideals, the fantasies you may be pursuing can help counter any depleted or diminished feelings of self-worth or self-esteem at this time. Now, at the time of this making of this video, transit Chiron is in Aries, and many people collectively may be feeling some lack of worthiness in general, maybe identity, or there might be issues, with action or courage or fortitude or being assertive and speaking out, being direct about things, being outspoken about matters. And the thing is, this could be a time where you could be doing something. It could be pursuing your dreams, your fantasies. That could be a time something for you where it might help you deal with those issues. If there's any issues of feelings of unworthiness or a lack of identity, and through the pursuit of these things, the dreams, the fantasies, the ideals, you may be establishing more, at least to you, who you are at this time, and the feelings of unworthiness can be countered at this time. This transit, keep in mind that Neptune is also about sacrifice. So it's actually a very positive transit for being able to sacrifice at this time and for others, and it might make you feel better about yourself, because a lot of times when you do something for others, that could actually generate more, having better feelings about yourself than doing something that's more egocentric or self-centered. Now, what I want to state as well is that the transit of the Chiron, of course, it doesn't supplant or replace your own, your natal Chiron placement. That is there, for the entirety, the duration of your life. The transit Chiron may give benefits and during the time, of the transit, and there may be some energy, connected with that at this time you may experience, but not, but your natal placement is with you, for again the duration of your life. And some of you may wonder too, okay, what is the difference, between this transit and the conjunction transit? Well, the sextile and trine in conjunction transits, they're comparable, but they're not precisely or exactly the same. The sextile and trine aspects are flowing, they're auspicious, they're positive aspects. It's having a good blending of the energy, of the astrological energies involved. When you have the conjunction is very intensifying, it's integrating, it's a strong concentration of energy. The thing about the conjunction, though, remember, conjunctions are neutral aspects, so they can have good and bad qualities in them. You could have a transit in Chiron making a conjunction to the natal Neptune, and some of the cases it might actually indicate some physical related suffering, with the feet, the toes, something associated with the pineal gland or the lymphatic or immune system. Could also show intensifying, healing others through self-sacrifice. So it can have, it can have good and bad qualities, and that's really the main, difference between the sextile and trine aspects and the conjunction transit. Now, going back to this transit, though, the thing about this is it's also a time where you may feel more inspiration in terms of helping and healing others, and doing things for others that helps and heal their own lives, may give you, just really inspire you at this time, just to maybe to either to keep might inspire you toward other things maybe in your life. Like for example, if you see that you're able to do things for other people in doing whatever it might be that you're doing in terms of assisting them that night, and it's not career related, it could maybe inspire you towards some kind of career endeavor that's connected, has some association with what you're doing in terms of helping and healing others. Now, another thing, keep in mind, okay, anatomically speaking, again, Neptune is connected, with the feet, the toes, the lymphatic and immune system, and the pineal gland. So it could be a good opportunity to be able to take care of those matters through a healer. Chiron could be about healing. It's not, you know, um, it's a timing. It's really, I understand it's about helping and healing others in ways you have difficulty in helping yourself, but it could also be about healers, and it could be about just simply being able to go to a primary care physician to take care of those issues if they do exist at this time, and be able to do so with little delay or diversion or distraction. Now, it also could be a time, when you have this transit. It could be about being able to get away and escape and have some isolation, be able to, in order for you to deal, with any issues you may be going through, any physical or emotional suffering. Chiron is also connected. It's about ineptitude and weakness. It could be a perceived ineptitude or perceived weakness, and it may not actually be, full, reality, but it could, some cases, it can be an actual weakness, or at least a perceived one. And this is the time where, you might be able to go to people that are spiritual, if you are spiritual, and being able to do, to be able to, get some assistance in that manner at this time as well. And see, it's also a time, where when you have this transit, it's and keep in mind, Neptune, is about, it's about our isolation, it's solitude and seclusion. Um, really, it's also a time where, interestingly enough, Neptune is also connected with imprisonment. It could even be dealing with people that were formerly, imprisoned, that might be able to actually be beneficial to you, dealing with any suffering you may be going through. It could be people that are, less fortunate, such as the homeless, the oppressed, the hungry, the impoverished. Those people, at this time might actually be a benefit to you in dealing with suffering you may be going through. But it's also a time where you may feel like, helping those people out and trying to get them on their feet at this time, especially of course if you're really in a strong position to do so, at the time of this transit. And and the thing is, it's also could be doing something through, a Neptune, type of, field or profession, helping others in that manner. It could be, if you're an astrologer, it could be doing something with the metaphysical, which includes astrology. It could be through spirituality. This time we're encouraging some kind of meditation, at this point and at this time of this transit, and it's really in just about sacrificing in general. Now, another way this transit could manifest, it could be very positive for helping and healing, which is Chiron. Others through, just again, through sacrificing, which is Neptune. Let's say, for example, if the natal Neptune is in Aquarius in the fifth house, it could be doing something, with astrology, which is Aquarius. Could be fun in games, or just somehow, which is the fifth house, or just simply doing things that make astrology more enjoyable. It could be through trivia, as an example. Also, too, any issues with depleted self-esteem, which is Chiron, may be dealt with by simply pursuing your dreams, which is Neptune. Now, let's say, for example, if the natal Neptune is in Scorpio in the ninth house, it could be doing something maybe with espionage or spying, which is Scorpio, in a foreign country, which is the ninth house. And it's also a time where it can be propitious to deal with suffering, which is Chiron, and being assisted by the less fortunate and people that are spiritual, which is Neptune. Hold on a moment, people. Let's say if the let's say for example, if the the transit Chiron is in Aries in the 12th house. I have this placement natally. Those issues, of suffering may be connected with difficulty in confronting, which is Aries. It could be hidden adversaries, which is the 12th house. People that could be, impersonating themselves as friends, but are secretly enemies and working against you, or just using you as some examples. Now, also too, physical and emotional trauma, which is Chiron, may be helped by doing things, just simply, that inspire you, at this time, and that could be, manifold things. It could be about, doing something, with humanitarianism, or helping, again, helping those less fortunate, or doing something, with computers, or astrology, just whatever it might be that actually inspires you. Maybe it's in, let's say if you have the Neptune and Scorpio in your chart, it could be empowering others, or trying to transform them to be, to reach, what they want to reach in their life, and being able to empower them to great heights as some examples. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.